I'm Kydo, and this is Take It or Leave It. I'm here with Chronic today, and we just got done filming some grunk daming, which, if you don't know what that is, then
look it up on YouTube.
Figure it out, dude.
Yeah,
we're drunk.
It's some good shit. If you're ever looking for a couple guys who are just out to have a good time, not taking video games seriously, but still playing them for YouTube, some good shit.
So, Kydo and Chronic, and we're talking about stuff. And you can listen or you can't, I don't care. Do whatever. Anyway, so, first topic tonight. Shitting in public.
And that's in public bathrooms or pretty much anywhere in public, I guess, if the conversation goes that way. So
doesn't matter if it's where you work.
Does anybody have a...
Doesn't matter if it's just a restaurant and you really stank the place up.
Alright, so do we have any past stories or general opinions about it?
About shitting in public? I personally would never think about not shitting in public because, dude, leave it away from home. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't take it home with you, you know? Like,
okay.
Like, I think the most embarrassing thing about shitting in public, I'm not easily embarrassed, but I think the most shitty, if you will, shitty thing about shitting in public is, like, you always get that one guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the stall, you know, I'm trying to be quiet and courteous, whatever, you know, like, I'm not gonna sit there and make noises, and then you have the guy in the stall next door who's, like, groaning like he's, like, fucking giving birth to a baby elephant, you know, like,
yeah.
Like, I don't understand, is all that noise, like, necessary? Like,
right? You can't just sit and take it quietly.
I don't think shits come out any easier just because I'm making noise about it, like, I don't have to convince the shit to come out.
Yeah, I've definitely had to stop, you know, as I'm walking into the bathroom and I hear some really heavy breathing and I'm like, alright, this is about to get really bad. I'm just gonna, you know, Kool-Aid Man backpedal out of this and, you know, go work for another, like, 30 minutes or whatever and come back and see if it's clear. I mean, and if it smells, if it smells really bad, then you're just like, okay, I gotta wait another 30, you know, like.
Dude, the smell, that'll keep me away from bathroom.
Oh yeah, but a lot sooner than people will.
If I walk into the bathroom and there's a horrendous smell, like, yeah, I know I'm adding to it, right? Like, I'm not stupid. I mean, I know that, like, I'm not helping the problem any. But at the same time, it's not like, I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend like that's acceptable for me to walk into a shit bathroom, man.
Yeah.
I prefer the bathroom with locks. I hate stalls. They're always gross too. Like you never walk in a stall and think like, wow, that's clean.
No, you don't, because even if they've just cleaned it, there's always somebody who got there before you. I mean, that's why I never sit down.
Yeah.
So, my personal thing is I never go into a bathroom and sit down on a warm toilet because I know someone's been there. You know, like
the marks.
Like
didn't
even
give
at
it
my
away.
own, even at my own. No. Like sometimes there aren't even marks, man. Like even at my own house, like you just sit down and and you think, wow, that was somebody else's butt. Like unsanitary. Like you can't I can't get it out of my head. Like if I sit down on a warm one, I just I'm really awkward and it just takes longer to go. Because you're just sitting there.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a real stickler.
Thinking about somebody else's butt.
I'm a real stickler. I ought to get paid. I ought to get paid for every bathroom I go into because I guarantee you that when I come out of that bathroom, okay, it's probably not going to be cleaner. Okay, actually, like 95% sure that the bathroom will not be cleaner when I come out of it. But here's the thing: when I go into that bathroom, I'm gonna clean it before I use it, man. Like,
oh, exactly.
Like I always wipe down like the fucking like toilet seat, man. It's gross. I don't like the idea of other people's asses. Like,
Oh hell yeah! I mean,
I don't know.
I'll take paper towel, toilet paper, whatever's available, and just friggin' go to town on it before I've been on it. You know, sometimes I'll wet it down because that shit's just. I mean, I don't want somebody else's shit touching my butt. I don't know what kind of diseases they've got. You know,
what kind of shit they have.
I mean, that's the way you get dysentery. I mean.
Have you ever?
I mean, that's how you get ants, man.
That's how you get ants.
That's how you get ants.
Have you ever thought of? Have you ever just like refused to use a toilet?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I've done that. I've walked in, looked at the thing, and said, "Fuck it, I'm coming back in an hour once somebody cleans it."
I mean, have you ever just gone in a place that's just so horrific? Have you ever tried to take a shit at a bar, dude?
No.
I never want to do that, dude.
I've just peed at a bar before.
First of all, it's so close to like the bar, you know, like
yeah,
like you know
really?
there's gonna be like a lot of times, man. I don't know.
Okay,
depends on where you're at, I guess.
I mean, I've been to some where they're like across the way, but
and they're never like good, you know, like they never have a good toilet. It's like I don't know. It's like they found the damn thing in a cemetery, like buried with its owner, and they just kind of dug it up. They just kind of dug it up and like implanted it, you know, into their bathroom. like I'm pretty.
Well, because you gotta wonder,
just a
like
fancy outhouse.
What do they spend their money on? Like they don't actually like keep the place clean, and then it's just like, you know, it just turns to rubble basically, and you're expected to poop on it. Like
there's no like privacy in bars, you know, like it's already bad enough, you know, that I have to use the bathroom in this shitty bar. But then, like, on top of it, like, you know, I see my competitors, you know, like...
Your
like,
competitors?
Yeah.
My competing for that one stall?
No. The other guy's going for, like, the same girls, you know? And they're always,
I got you.
I don't know why. I always get pit up against, like, the well-endowed ones, you know? Like, we're at the urinal together, and I'm just like, well, I might as well forfeit, you know?
What, are you telling me that you check out other dudes when you're in the stalls?
Who doesn't, you know?
I mean, I've never just looked. I don't really feel like...
Not on purpose, but you know when you get in your head, you're like, don't look. Don't look. Don't look. And then you look. Because you thought in your head, hey, don't look so many times.
But you just end up doing it.
You have to look. I mean, like, I don't know. I try not to. Like, sometimes I try to focus on the wall, you know? Like, just look straight ahead. Like, just, like, I always, like, look at it like a fixture, maybe, like there's always like, you know, like the like electric like little plate or whatever, and I'm always like looking at that shit like in front of the
there's
urinal.
like a poster there or something because they're trying
something
to like
someone
advertise
posted
in the bathroom.
I just think they all need like tablets or something, like hands free maybe.
Hands free tablets.
Hands free.
It just like follows your eyes and you're just standing there reading with that Samsung deal. You just look down and it scrolls for you.
I don't know. I mean.
That's funny.
It's better than a newspaper or the shitter, you know?
Yeah, it is. I mean, that'd be
it's like
cool
the modern
like
day
New York,
shitter.
And there's like a modern day.
Yeah, it's like the modern day newspaper for the average shitter.
Yeah, for the average shitter, that's hilarious.
That's what they should call like the newspaper. They just call it the shitter. Just call it the shitter. Just fill it with a bunch of shit. Shitload of shit, if you will.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Okay,
what else
puns,
do you fill a shitter
puns
with?
galore over here. Okay, we're going too punny here. So
all right,
I'm gonna go ahead and change the subject.
What's the next topic we got on the list here?
Ooh, it's a big one. Sex. Pause for effect.
With coworkers.
Yes, sex with coworkers.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
So, Chronic, what do you think?
Well,
what's your take? Yes, no,
I'm gonna start
all the
off.
time.
I mean, if you can get it, but don't expect to get all lovey-dovey at work because that's not fun. But I got a story for this one.
Okay, let's go. Let's hear it.
Let's see. I had an ex-coworker / soon-to-be assistant manager at a particular fast food restaurant. Let's see. He and I were both shift managers at the time, and he had decided that one of our co-shift managers was a pretty little thing. Started hitting it off with her, and they both decided that it was cool to get it on, you know, and it kind of became like a work-wide little deal where they'd come in after they, you know, had spent the night together and made a little show of talking about it and how good it was and what they did.
Right, so they told you what they did?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I heard some stories.
Just out of curiosity, anything kinky?
Well, here's a funny story of theirs.
Benefit here.
A little story of theirs. There was one time that I guess apparently he had came on her face and he left her on the bed, unable to see, to go and clean up as she's got, you know, cum on her face. And so, like, she's just sitting there like, okay, just leave me here, dude. And he's, like, goes off to clean up. And she's, like, waiting for him to get out so she can go do her thing and clean up. And
it's only natural.
Yeah, I mean, she was just like, what the fuck, man? Like,
so I'm probably going to get shot for this comment.
Okay, go for it.
Everyone always hates it when I say it, but I want to live by this. I just don't have the skills to live by this. Nail and bail. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Nail and bail.
Oh, shit.
It rhymes. It's catchy.
Just, like, with coworkers, like, to keep it relevant? Or is this just in general, you want to nail and bail all the time?
I mean, coworkers, not coworkers.
Wow,
whichever one fits, you know?
I mean, if that's the goal, is just to get laid, I mean, fuck it, you know?
It's not just to get laid.
I mean, fuck her and then fuck it, you know?
It's more than just getting laid. It's the idea that you just run away afterwards.
I mean, if you're that kind of person, I mean,
now you're just making me feel like shit, man.
My only thing is that, like, I would feel bad because, like, what if she was, like, actually interested? I mean,
what if she bailed on you first? You know.
Well, in that case, then fuck it. I mean,
well, it's too late now. You've been bailed on. You got nailed and bailed, man. Like,
all right.
Like she's living by my words. She knows what's up.
So,
what's down.
So yeah, to complete that little story, I
actually have.
They had pretty much kept that secret for, I don't know, 3 months or so, and then
3 whole months.
Yeah, by the time the GM actually figured out, I mean, shit was going so far downhill that she'd already quit, so there was no need for anybody to throw a fit over it. I mean, it was pretty much over at that point. So
that was a very bad ending to the story.
Last I knew, they had a freaking kid together. So yeah, I'm glad that worked out for them. But
did
everybody else? I mean, everybody else had pretty much gotten to the point of embarrassment. You know, like, holy shit, we just got some fast food erotica. You know, just coming every day to share your stories.
Just pounding the meat, if you will.
Oh yeah, you know, just grinding the meat. Grinding it, yeah. I mean, it wasn't a burger joint, but
plenty of sauce.
Enough, right?
Plenty of sauce.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, sauce on the face.
So I have a story. It's not my story, but it's a story of someone I know, and he came out of work, was going home, and he saw two not. It's not really relevant, but they're not really attractive, right? Okay. The way I hear it told, and so he saw them.
Like, he wasn't attractive.
No. The two people having sex weren't attractive. I don't
think it matters.
I don't think it matters if the dude watching it is attractive or not. Like,
hold on. So there was 3 people involved in this.
Well, he didn't watch it. Like, he just saw it in the car. You know, like.
Oh.
He was going home.
What, in the parking lot?
Yeah, it was in the parking lot.
Oh shit. Okay.
So let me finish the damn story, man.
It's like a grocery store? All right. Yeah. Go on.
So he saw it in the parking lot on his way home, and he thought it was like 2 random, like, you know, customers or whatever, and fucking it turns out it was 2 employees, and they're just going at it. So what he told his friend who happened to be like above him, you know, like he's kind of like his boss, and she was like really grossed out by it, and they checked the cameras. And apparently, like, the people had come back from their, like, break late together.
Oh no! Like, they
were all like red faced shit,
in the
man.
car.
Like, yeah. No, they got in trouble or something. I don't know. Anyway, moral of the story is, like, get tinted windows.
Right. Well, that doesn't even help. I mean, I have tinted windows, and they're not tinted for shit. I mean, it's just
get better tinted windows, man.
Yeah, like. I think you should probably drive a little further than the freaking parking lot before you start that. I mean, Somebody's gonna turn it in, Holy crap. Not smart.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I wouldn't do that.
I mean,
but that's a little too risky and frisky for me. Another rhyme. There we go.
I think if you're dumb enough to think that no one can see you because you're in the car, I mean, you're either really dumb or you're an exhibitionist. You know?
And I mean, I don't think she was by any means small. So I mean, it was very visible.
Very visible. All right.
Anyway, so that
way to put it.
That's just a story. I don't in any way endorse their behavior and or deny it. I mean, they can do what they want, I guess. Two consenting weird adults.
Were they adults though, or were they like 16-year-olds?
Oh God, I hope they were adults. That'd be weird.
Because they could have been 16-year-olds, and that would have been funny.
Probably. 16-year-olds these days. Am I right?
Am I right?
Am I right? So I endorse.
You endorse car sex in the parking lot?
Not car sex. No. Car sex, but not in the parking lot. Not in the place you work. That'd be stupid.
Doing it with whoever.
Yeah, dude. I endorse coworker on coworker. I think it's a good way to meet people. I honestly do. Not always. Sometimes it gets creepy. There's a lot of drama.
Creepy. Yeah.
I don't like the drama. I don't like the drama of doing it with a coworker. But I will tell you that
keeping it from your boss is definitely a turn on.
The forbidden fruit is always the sweetest. That's all I'm saying, man. Like, that sounds really creepy when I say it like that. I'm gonna reword that.
No, dude, that's perfect way to put it. I mean, that's why people do it. Half the time. I mean, they're not doing it because they really like each other. They're just like, ooh, somebody told me not to. Like, somebody told me not to. So
what's the difference between that and like meeting someone at like school or something? You know what I mean? Like if you're in high school or like in college, like what's the difference between that and meeting someone like wherever the fuck you are? I think
I get that.
As long as it doesn't, I don't think it's anyone's business but your own, maybe.
Unless it like becomes a problem, you know what I mean? And then in that point you would definitely.
Yeah, well, definitely, but I mean, just let it be, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not, because there are plenty of people I've seen that can work together and be in a relationship or be doing it.
Let me word this a little bit differently.
Fine.
You can't sit around all day, from personal experience, and look at a nice butt, like if you're just like staring down that ass, and you're forced to look at that every day, man. Like
you're gonna say something. You're gonna go up.
Something's gonna happen.
Get something going on.
I mean, if both parties are willing and able, like
willing and able.
And able.
If I've got some ED, that's not gonna work out.
I'm just saying, like. If you're sitting, if you have to force to look at someone that you're attracted to on a daily basis, like there is no other place where I'm getting paid to look at nice ass except for work.
Right.
And that's all I'm saying. So maybe just work with less attractive people.
Well, I mean, how do you do that? Do you just walk into a place and go, nope, too many hot chicks, not applying here?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Just hope no one else is hired.
Gotcha.
No more attractives. Okay, I think that's enough of that. What do we have next on our list?
Honestly, I think we should keep it at 2 per video. I mean, how long do you want to make these?
We can keep going. We can keep going. This is good.
All right. What's next besides Truth or Dare? Because I don't have that one with me.
What's that?
I don't have the Truth or Dares with me unless you want to look them up online.
No Truth or Dare. We're not. There's no video. Why would we Truth or Dare? Don't worry.
No,
I got the list.
There's no Dare. It's
I got the list.
Not Truth or Dare. I'm sorry. I meant Would You Rather.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
I don't have the book with me.
No, so. I got the list here. The next one we had up was childhood stories.
Oh.
Let me start this one out. Okay.
All right. What do you got?
Okay. Growing up as a wee little lad.
A wee little lad.
A wee little lad.
You sound so innocent.
I was forced to have 3 younger sisters. Now, for anyone who doesn't have 3 younger sisters, thank God you are so lucky. Like, there is nothing more stressful than having all of your friends want to bone your sister, okay?
Whoa, younger sister, too. How young are we talking, like, at the time?
Well, we're all in high school.
Oh, okay.
It was completely illegally illegal. Anyway, so
well, isn't it? How does that work? Is it if you're under 18, you can be with someone who's?
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters at this point.
Okay.
I need to finish the story before I forget. Okay, so basically, my sister, the one who is 2 years younger than me, she's the oldest of the three younger sisters. So she's 2 years younger than me, and she was a complete bitch. I mean, complete, dude. Like, anything she could get away with that I couldn't, like, she would use to her advantage. She once actually, like, pushed a TV on someone. I don't know. It was fucking insane, man. Like I don't even remember half the shit.
Projector screen?
Oh no, it wasn't even projector, dude. I'm talking before projector, man. Actually, are they all projector? I don't know.
Yeah, anything that was a box was a projector.
It was a fucking big one then. That's all I know. It's fucking glass. We're talking like. Anyway, blame me for it. Some bullshit. Anyway, needless to say, I did the very mature thing. I was kind of the adult of the family, and I sprayed that bitch down with some Axe. I tell you what, man, her room smelled like a man's locker room.
What does this have to do with the TV?
Well, no, I got pissed. I got blamed for it, man.
Okay, so you just went in there and fucking cleaned up house?
Yeah, I fucking we went in like full hazmat, man. Like we were wearing we were just clothes over our mouth, man. She couldn't even walk in her room. Her and her friend had to leave her room.
Oh shit!
And yeah, I'm pretty sure I got my ass whooped for that
what
one.
Flavor?
But like,
what flavor?
I don't remember, dude. It was smelly enough to notice.
Dark Temptation?
Probably. No, not Dark Temptation.
It probably wasn't.
Probably like Phoenix or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. The point is that I sprayed her room down with Axe,
nice.
And she regretted it. But I mean, this same sister, she used to run around when she was 2 years old. That would make me 4, in case anyone's wondering. And she would run around like butt-ass naked, covered in permanent marker. She used to eat sticks of the butter out of the fridge.
Oh my god.
She was like the sister nobody should have to deal with growing up.
Oh my god.
Now, let me reword this and say I love her to death, okay?
Right. I mean, family.
But she was a bitch growing up. She was a bitch. So she used to have this rule, okay? There was this very important rule to her.
Oh, important.
Oh, no. It's a stupid rule, too.
Okay.
But this important rule that she had was you can never flirt with my friends, okay? And yeah, I said it that way.
Wow, I mean, that's some hardcore rulage.
I mean, yeah, but it's a rule, right? I obeyed the rule. I don't know why. But, I thought there was, like, some mutual respect going on. Boy, was I wrong, man. Was I fucking wrong.
Oh, so she flirted with all of your friends.
Oh, no, she didn't flirt with my friend. She fucking slept with my friend, dude.
How many? Like everyone or?
No, just one,
just
and
the one?
they dated for a while. And I tell you what, you never miss a friend the way you do when he's hanging out with your sister, okay?
Oh, I bet that's rough.
He was my best friend, man. And like, we kind of drifted after that. It wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so just a little note: never let your sister date your friends.
Gotcha.
And your sisters will lie to you. Okay. The point is that
they will.
While she enforced that rule for years on me, she did not hesitate the second I had a friend that she deemed attractive enough to just pounce on it, man. Pounce. And she broke his heart to pieces. But anyway, it's not important. But yeah, growing up, man, I used to do some crazy shit. I used to go down big. I shit you not, I got chased by a mountain lion.
What the fuck?
Not literally chased, but it was fucking freaky, okay? It felt like it was chasing us. So basically, we used to, at my grandmother's house, we used to ride stuff down a hill that you probably shouldn't ride down a hill. Like, do you know those old, old monster truck power wheel things? They have, like, a little battery in it. And you kind of press the pedal and it goes, like, 2 miles an hour, maybe tops.
Oh, yeah.
And, so it didn't have a battery in it anymore, and I was, I don't know, maybe 13, 10, I don't know, something. Anyway, so you're not supposed to ride those down hills, right? Like, they're not made to go that fast. Like I'm pretty sure they aren't created for that. But I rode that down a hill and flipped it. Like that shit rolled over. Anyway, we kept doing that like over and over like a bunch of idiots. You know, we weren't in helmets.
Oh no.
Helmets were for idiots. Anyway, we go back up the hill, and a fucking mountain lion, I shit you not, a mountain lion, man, cougar, whatever the fuck they are, came out of the woods and like screeched at us from the top of the hill.
Holy crap.
I have never in my life run so fucking fast as I did in that moment, man. I ran. I fucking, oh my god. I had fucking Scooby-Doo flip-flops on, right? Like, yeah. Hooray, Scooby-Doo. Everyone loves Scooby-Doo. I know it.
Right.
I grew up on that shit. Anyway, I lost them, man. Like, they were in the road. We found them the next day, but I just, like, kicked them off as I was running, man. Like, rocks jabbing through my feet. Like, like I did not stop until we get back to that house.
Hell, dude.
Anyway, you got any childhood stories? Anything good?
Ooh, off the top of my head,
You have any siblings? Like anything crazy?
Crazy. Well,
maybe a drinking story.
Speaking of sisters, I mean, there was a point there towards the end of high school. My sister's also 2 years younger than me, and towards the end of high school for me, she was in the middle of high school, and she had pretty much disappeared from the house. I don't know if she was even sleeping at the house anymore, but she pretty much like disappeared from the household and comes back for a little while because her friends that she'd been running around with weren't really friends anymore, and about, I don't know, a month later, come to find out she's pregnant. So I mean, I have a beautiful baby niece right now. She's great, but it was your classic, my parents hate me, so I'm gonna go do whatever I want and screw everybody type thing, you know. And
hey,
she's definitely grown out of that now. But
hey, Chronic.
Yeah.
Wasn't your best friend, was it?
No, it was not. It was a guy I didn't know until he was her boyfriend. So
it's probably a good thing.
He's an alright guy. They're still together. My baby niece just turned 2, and yeah, I mean, things have been alright lately. But holy crap, I mean, it was your classic getting into drugs, getting into sleeping around, and I mean,
wow, that's some deep shit.
There's just a while there where I didn't even see her. I didn't even know she was living at the house at one point. Like I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I mean, I had a job, I had high school going on, eventually my first year of college, and it was just fucking crazy.
That's kind of
crazy.
So
I didn't see anybody. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so are you a fan of GameCube at all?
Oh yes.
Dude, I used to own a game. I used to play the shit out of some GameCube as a kid. Okay, like that was my jam, you know. So, okay.
All right.
So my cousin used to come over, and he had his own memory card, so we could play like some like co-op stuff for like.
Oh yeah.
There was a game called The Sims Bustin' Out. Okay.
Okay.
Probably the dumbest fucking Sims game they ever came out with, but we enjoyed it. And he brought his memory card over, and he transferred all my stuff on my memory card onto his memory card, and then he tried to like steal it. And he was like teasing me about it.
Okay.
And we got into like a fist fight over a damn memory card. It's not even. We didn't even fight. Man. We didn't even fight over the memory card. It was the data on the memory card.
What? Whether or not that was your save?
He stole my save files, man.
I know what you're talking about. There was a point I had been going over to. This guy that had like this small daycare thing going on, just to basically just a place to hang out until my parents got off work. And I would go over there and hang out at his house basically, and he had some kids living there, and I convinced one of them to let me play the Sims game on the PC, and he told me he only had the one save file because you could only have one game, right? And so like,
oh shit,
he told me, here's this town, I'll let you use this town, right? And so I was like, okay, I'll go into this town and I'll play. Well, like, I shit you not, I played this thing for like an hour, had all my stuff set up right, and I come in the next day, and like out of nowhere, he's like pissed as fuck at me. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, why can't I play The Sims again? And he's like, because you stole my town, you fucked up all my stuff. And I like get in there, and I'm like, no, you told me I could play that one, and there's my character. This is all the stuff I did. You told me I could do that. And he literally just like got pissed as anybody had ever seen. Like, he looked like I'd stolen from him, you know? Like he just told me I couldn't play The Sims anymore, period. Like, that was it. Like, I stole his town, and I couldn't do it anymore. And I was like, what the fuck?
Dude,
like,
The Sims, man.
The Sims was it when you were a kid.
It's an aggressive
like,
game, man.
Yeah, very aggressive.
All that woohooing
I mean,
going on.
we're all like 10 years old, just hanging out, trying to, you know, get through the day and
having that virtual coworker sex.
Oh yeah, like you just tell them. I remember when I just barely hit puberty, and we had like The Sims 2 had come out, and like I remember finding like the biggest bathtub and like putting it in there, and then like trying to zoom in on the character to see like how detailed it was. Because like puberty hit, so you're just like, well, I want to see, and there was nothing there. It was just like knees and their chest like sticking out of the. Yeah, it was like freaking Barbie dolls, you know. There's just like nothing there. It's just. Yeah.
It's all blurred out, man.
Yeah, it wasn't even really.
Pretty sure they have a mod for that game that you can.
Oh my god!
You can remove
mods.
stuff like that, but.
Oh wow!
It's probably better you don't.
No, I bet it wasn't that good to begin with, but.
So I'm gonna go ahead and move us on to party time, which is our next topic.
Party time, party
time.
All right.
So these are party stories, club stories, anything that involves alcohol. Now,
I think we got a shared story for this one. We got a red dress and some back rubs involved.
Okay, we'll save the
save that one for the end. All right.
Yeah, we'll save the red dragon for later.
Red dragon. Oh man, she was a dragon. She was a dragon. Yeah.
So I'm gonna start out. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of. My first story is gonna kind of collide the whole childhood drinking thing together.
No. Here we go.
So, let me just start by saying that when I was a little kid, my grandfather did let me sip beer, so that's probably why I'm so weird. So I was, I want to say I was 18 or 19 at the time.
Okay.
And I guess it's not really childhood. I don't know. A little bit older.
Oh, it's, you know what? It's close enough. It's a few years ago at best, right?
But my sister had like a bunch of friends over, and it accidentally turned into a party, right? Normally this, you know.
Oh, just accidentally. How does that work?
Oh, you invite a few people over, and they invite a few people over, invite a few people over. Next thing you know, we have like a boppin' party going on, man. I don't think boppin's a really well-used word, but I'm going with it.
Loud music and some booze, right?
Yeah, loud music and booze. And all I know is that there were people coming to the door. My mom is a shy person. She had to like try to turn them away, you know. But she made me do it, you know. And they're almost my age. Like, it's weird turning people away. I don't know. I've never turned people away from parties, man. It's weird. Anyway, so she wanted me to go break it up and make sure there's no alcohol downstairs. Now, I'm gonna kind of preface this by saying I had not checked my work schedule for the next day, so I didn't know what I worked the day after, and I had to go to my work, and my work was 24 hours. It was open at the time. I was working at a grocery store, and so I had to go check that, but like I figured, you know, I'd go down and kind of break up the party first or whatever, you know, be kind of the buzzkill.
Gotcha.
Nobody likes being the buzzkill, but
right. Yeah.
I went downstairs, and I saw a kid with, you know, some beer booze, whatever the fuck it was. Anyway,
Something boozy.
Something alcoholic. That's all I know. And I told him, hey man, we can't do that here. My mom's kind of freaking out upstairs, and he's like, oh, I see. And then he kind of like offers me some, right? Like,
right?
He's like, I see how it is. I see how it is. And he tries giving it to me. I'm like, no, man, no. I said, I don't want any. I said, you can't drink it here. We're trying to kill the party. And I don't know how it happened, but I ended up drinking a lot.
Oh shit.
I go upstairs like an hour later. My mom has like no fucking clue where I went. And when I come back up the stairs, I was like, yeah, there's no alcohol anymore, Mom. And she looks at me funny.
I drank it all.
I said something along those lines, and she looked at me like kind of funny, and I think there still was alcohol. It was getting pretty loud, and it was a full-on party, man. And I said, can you do me a favor and take me to work to check my schedule, right? And she's like, why don't you drive yourself?
And you're
I was like, Mom,
there's no more booze.
I said, Mom, I am freaking hammered. And then she got so angry at me. And she ended up driving me to work so I could check my schedule.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It was kind of a shitty thing, but have you ever played a game? Okay, there's a kind of I'm gonna segue this a little bit. There's a game I used to play a lot with my friends, and what would happen is like one of the friends would pick out a random woman around the bar.
Oh, okay.
And so like if you and I were playing this together, Chronic, I would point out someone, and I would tell you that you have to go flirt with that person and try to get as far as you can go.
Gotcha.
It's a pretty simple game with simple rules. The whole point is to get you out of your shell. But I used to play this game pretty exclusively with one of my friends, and so he'd send me after a variety of women. Yeah. And so he sent me after these like 35-year-olds. I was 20 at the time. I was 20. And I shit you not, they did not look 35, man, like at all.
Really?
I should have given away. One woman was wearing like fishnets or some bullshit, probably like a prostitute. I don't fucking know.
Well, I could have.
Anyway, I ended up leaving that group, and immediately after he made me go hit on this other group of girls. And the first thing that happened when I went up to this group of girls is he said I had to go over and try to do my best, but there's already a guy over there, right?
Okay.
And this guy was very territorial, man. Like, and he wasn't dating any of them. He was trying to hit on the sober one, and this guy was fucked up, man.
Dumb.
He was fucked up.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so I somehow convinced him, like, that I wasn't like a threat to the girl he was hitting on, and so we kind of started like wingmanning each other or whatever. And he was pretty aggressive at first, but after a while, he kind of like turned to my side, and we made out the door, and we were all gonna go hang out like at his place, and there were 3 girls and only the 2 of us, and we're all gonna go back to like his place or whatever. I was just hoping he had like a spare room or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not kind of into like is it voyeurism? The one.
Oh yeah.
One where you kind of
no, that's
go streak.
Voyeurism is when you want to watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, either or, I guess in that case.
Oh, yeah,
either or.
Right.
Either or. Anyway.
You don't want to be around in the same room. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not much of an exhibitionist here, but so it ends up not happening because we get outside and they're all ready to go, and the 2 drunk friends are so down for it, and our night was messed up by the sober friend, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and she kind of like scurries her friends away and says, "No, I've already called the cab," and so they kind of like scurry off, right?
Uh-huh.
And so at the time I was living in Germany, and I made it halfway back to my house, and I found these like two girls on the sidewalk, and they were pretty cute, and they're walking back from the bars too. So I was like, hell, I'll go for it, and I turn around and start trying to talk to them. And I'm being all flirty and kind of over-centric in the way I get. And I ran into a trash can. I collided, like, walking backwards. And, like, dude, trash just went everywhere. I fell on my ass. Like, I was in the middle of the sidewalk, like, halfway home from my walk. And, right. I think they were worried about me. They ended up walking me home. And they gave me their numbers, and they told me I could go to the club with them the next day. And I never heard from them again. Like, I tried to talk to them, and it was a dead end. What? But, like, I guess the moral of the story is don't fall on your ass walking backwards.
Well, I mean, do you think that did you actually like keep their numbers, or did you try to contact them?
Yeah, I texted, man. I texted.
They probably just like, who the fuck is this? Like,
they probably don't remember me. I don't know. They were in my house for a while. They laughed at my cat's name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Schnitzel.
Yeah, Schnitzel. I thought it was a funny name too. That cat was so annoying, dude. Anyway, beside the point. You got any party time stories here? You must have something. Crazy man like you, Chronic.
Okay, old story from the days of yore. About what was it? About a year and a half ago, I want to say. So I'd started this band with a friend of mine, and we had found this chick that played guitar, or he found this chick that played guitar and wanted me to. And we were all gonna do this band thing together. And she had got us into the habit of having like a ton of beer every time that we ended up practicing. So like instead of like practicing, we'd just basically be sitting around drinking and talking, right? And it was really bad beer. It was Natty Ice, your fucking 86 cents a can, like
cheap shit. Yeah.
Basically, you're just gutter water that has alcohol content, right? Like, so
whatever keeps it ticking, man.
Yeah, I know it wasn't good, but I pretty much decided that I hated beer at that point because that was all I'd ever had, really. But that and Bud Light Lime was all I'd ever had, and so it was just like either super sweet, nasty, like over the top, gross, like trying to cover up the beer flavored beer, or it was just Natty Ice and But so this had been going on for a while, and like she had gotten pretty into me, and so she started hanging out at my house just with me instead of trying to like go to band practice, and like we had bought a handle of vodka, and I was like, I had this other friend who had been using Mio flavor to
Mio,
make flavored shots. Yeah, to make flavored
Oh
shots.
no!
And so he'd been doing like purple and orange, and it tasted like fucking candy, right? Well, my dumbass thought Great Value flavor shots were the same thing, and so I'm like, and I didn't have any shot glasses because like I really had just turned 21 and didn't really have anything yet, and so like I basically was pouring it into a glass, and I put way too much vodka. Like a third of the cup was vodka, and then like the rest was Pepsi or something. It was gross, and I had tried putting fucking Great Value fucking flavor shots in there, which like who puts that in Pepsi anyways? But like here's Pepsi with like this disgusting flavor shots that weren't even like, it didn't even taste like what the bottle said it was supposed to taste like. But I was trying to get it down because I was like, you know what, I'm partying, I'm getting drunk tonight, I don't care, And my other friend who had brought the Pepsi left, the friend that I started the band with, and then it was just me and her, and like I'm getting drunk as fuck, and like I can tell she's coming on to me. So I just keep drinking because I'm like, well, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And nothing ever ended up happening, but basically I kept trying to convince myself that I wasn't drunk, but my stomach was really upset because I was pretty much chugging this disgusting cheap vodka Pepsi Mio mixture, and
oh, that's sickening.
It was the worst thing I've ever had. I don't know why I would force myself to drink something that tasted that bad, but so I wasn't even really that drunk. Like, I'm as drunk as I ever get for drunk naming, right? And but I drank about twice as much as what I ever drank for drunk naming too. But it was in such a short time that my stomach had gotten really upset, and I pretty much went and I just puked my guts out for like the next hour and a half, right? And she decided to go home. Like, she stayed long enough to make sure I was okay. Like, kind of just waited in the other room and then came in to tell me to drink water and stuff. And she went ahead and went home because I was just done for. Like, I was sleeping on the bathroom floor with my face against the cold tile, just gone. And I mean, that's the worst thing. Like, I still have kind of have an issue drinking vodka. Like, a screwdriver barely does it for me to cover that up. So that's my experience. I don't drink vodka very much anymore unless it's like some sort of mixed drink that doesn't taste like it.
Okay, I can't drink Bacardi anymore.
Bacardi, what is that again?
Bacardi's is rum.
Rum, okay. It's just a brand of rum, right? Or is it a certain kind?
Type of rum.
Is it like coconut or is it?
No,
spice?
there's no particular flavor. It's just a clear rum.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't drink it anymore because I got blackout drunk and just threw up everywhere, and I was sick for so long.
But just
and the
Bacardi
only thing
specifically, like, we've had rum before, I know that. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just particularly that flavor, and I have had it since, but I got so sick, and the only thing I remember is the next day, after like throwing up all over myself, I think someone literally just told me, dude, you have to take a shower, like, because I didn't realize how bad I smelled, but yeah, that was horrible, and I just remember seeing a fucking documentary about Jesus on TV, and I thought it was like a sign that I was just that bad off right at that moment. Like,
oh no. Huh.
Like punishment, some divine punishment for my alcoholic nature.
Oh man. You've hit rock bottom when TV documentaries.
Well, I think the worst. Is when we did strip. I did strip. It wasn't poker, but
you just brought the word strip into it. This is getting serious.
Okay, I did some stripping. For a game, and okay. I had already been really drunk, but the dude who was hosting like the strip thing got us like so fucked up, dude. He would not stop pumping alcohol, and I just had to keep drinking and taking off clothes. Well, I didn't even realize that like the girl that I was really attracted to, who was sitting right next to me, was butt-ass naked. I didn't even realize it for like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. That's how bad off I was, man. And it ended. That night ended with we were doing Truth or Dare at one point, and another guy wanted her to give him like a naked lap dance or something, and she said that was against rules because you can't make a dare to further yourself. So he's like, oh fine, we'll give it to him then. Oh. And so I was the recipient of the naked lap dance, and I looked down and realized that Kydo Jr. wasn't doing anything or responding. So that was the first and only time that I have had whiskey dick. And
oh my god!
I
didn't even know that was a real thing. I thought that was just a shitty experience.
I didn't know it was a real thing either, but I knew in that moment it was like.
Oh my god!
It wasn't responding. It was like. It's like when you're trying to open a browser and it just says not responding.
Oh my god, like Internet Explorer.
Yeah, like shitty Internet Explorer. Like
what?
Fucking,
oh my god.
So I excused myself to the bathroom, and I vomited. I missed the toilet completely, and I hit the floor, and I just remember like falling.
Oh no!
And I was just on the bathroom floor.
So you're just gone now, right?
It was just leaking out of my I was just kind of like gurgling it out. Like I was on my side, and it just kind of like I wasn't so much vomiting as it was just kind of seeping out, like
Oh no!
just kind of gurgling, and I
choking
passed
on it,
out.
right?
I don't know why I fell asleep in that particular spot, but I fell asleep, and then I woke up. They somehow burst through the bathroom door.
You're like butt bare ass
and
on the floor, right?
and the woman that I was attracted to, she actually cleaned up everything for me.
Oh my god!
And
that's a friend right there.
and tucked me into bed.
Wow.
And I felt like shit the next morning, but I feel like I made it up to her because while I was walking her home, she almost stepped in dog shit, and I grabbed her and spun her around it. So I feel like by saving her from stepping in dog
that was
shit,
kind of that was really nice. I mean, I feel like it wasn't really even, but
even for me, man.
Vomit, bro,
Even for me.
Wow, that's. I mean,
yeah.
that is.
And before that, she comes off as being a complete bitch all the time. Like, it was kind of like her attitude. So I don't know why I liked her, but I mean, it worked out, dude. Like.
So did you ever end up like calling her or anything, or did that just?
I don't even know. She was engaged for a while. Yeah, it was weird.
No. So shit just got weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the point is that I fucking everywhere, man.
Oh my god.
That's probably the worst. I will say we do have to get moving on to the next topic. Before we do, I give you permission. Yeah, I give you permission.
The Red Dragon.
I will just edit if there are any gaps in your memory, but I would like you to tell the story of the Red Dragon.
I get to tell the Red Dragon story?
The Red Dragon.
Okay, so from my perspective, this is how the Red Dragon story goes.
Was that on my birthday?
This was on your birthday. It was
on my birthday.
Very beginning. No, wait. No, this is No, this is towards the end. Yeah, this is like the very end of us going to the club.
It doesn't matter. Let's just go on.
The very end of our clubbing experience. I mean, we came back and had more birthday at the house, but
that's true.
The end of the clubbing experience. So we're out at this club, and we're about halfway into our drinking session for the night, and so it's Kydo, myself, and our friend Bryce, and a whole slew of other folks that I wasn't familiar with yet, but soon became familiar with. Anyways, I had kind of split off with the group, and Bryce and I were taking a walk around, just enjoying the views and the general clubbing atmosphere, if you know what I mean. And playing the whole pointing out chicks and daring each other to go talk to him. Well, more daring him. I'm not exactly taken or available. Not exactly available, but I was daring him, and we eventually come back around after fruitless efforts, and come back around to kind of the front area by one of the bars, and we're standing here talking to Kydo here on his birthday. And next thing I know, I'm pointing out this cute little Asian chick in a red dress, slinky red dress.
The Red Dragon.
Oh, the Red Dragon. We're calling her that for multiple reasons, but the punnage is not lost on me. Anyway, she was drunk out of her mind. She had obviously gotten pre-drunk because she had just walked in to the club, and just totally gone. Couldn't walk straight for shit. Literally leaning on every guy she passed. And I'm pointing that out to him, and him and I are just looking on in amazement, like, damn, that is one cute little Asian girl. And next thing I know is Kydo over there sees that we're looking, and after his super outgoing personality brings him to tap her on the shoulder and wave her over, and convince her that our friend Bryce gives really good back rubs. So he's motioning for some back rubs, and she turns around and she's dancing a little, and he's giving her a little back rub. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's just like this." And I had no idea this is going on. All I know is that she's talking to Kydo here, and then he's motioning to Bryce, "Hey, this chick's ready for you." I have no idea. And he's making the back rub motion at him, and he's like, "I don't really know what's going on, but okay." And she starts kind of dancing up against him, and things are good. And he's like, dude, you gotta give her a back rub. I told her you're gonna give her a back rub. So she's dancing up against him, and he's got his hand on her shoulder, just not even really giving her a back rub because he has no idea what's going on. He's just like, okay, just copying the motion. And so yeah, that was pretty exciting because like, I mean, she was drunk as hell. And ended up leaving and going off and cavorting with everyone else. But we were pretty excited that the one best sight of the night actually ended up talking to us and giving him a little bit of a grind. But yeah, I mean, what was that joke you made with her? You were giving her shit about her dress.
Oh no! I think
I think you were asking
my
if they made
pickup
it
line,
for you guys, yeah.
My quote unquote pickup line, I think was I was pretty drunk, but I walked up and I just said,
you were like, I like your dress.
I really like your dress. I said, do you think they make it in my size or something
yeah,
like
that's
that?
it. That's right.
And she laughed, and there was a guy there. She was surrounded by like 3 other guys.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe that with that group. She just like broke off from the group and was like, whatever.
Yeah, like 3 guys. They're all wearing like suits and like tuxes and shit. I don't know where the hell they were coming from, but yeah, she like broke off from them, and like I'm pretty sure some guy was giving me a dirty look. But
oh yeah,
it was funny. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
It was even funnier when the fact I volunteered Bryce for the back rub because
oh yeah, it was the best.
He didn't.
I mean, he
didn't know what was happening.
A little bit of a birthday present there himself, so
he didn't know what was happening. Yeah, but I think with that I'm gonna wrap up party time. I think we've had enough of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and we got one more segment I want to do, and that's gonna be shitty roommates.
Oh boy.
Okay, everyone's had them. Nobody wants them. They exist. They're out there, I promise you. Shitty roommates. I got 2 in particular that I've had in the past. And
all right.
One of them, okay, it was my very first ever roommate.
No, first time's the worst.
I was 18. And this guy was like middle-aged almost. What? I don't know. Like he was.
What the hell was that?
When I say middle-aged, I'm talking like almost 40, not like 50. But like,
right,
I'm talking like
how did that happen? Like,
I mean, he had to have at least been like 35. But I don't know. It just happened to be the house I lived at. I mean, it was a college town, so I mean,
okay, so it was one of those where it's just random people put in.
Yeah. Just whoever gets the house, and so this man. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to say his name. His name was Dean, okay? And if you're thinking that I say that with a lot of disgust, it's because I am. Because I did not like Dean. Okay, so let's start out. Dean, the man is practically a Nazi. He once told me a story about how he pulled into a parking lot. This guy was super awkward, too.
Okay.
He once told me how he pulled into a parking lot, saw like a Islamic woman, and then like sped out of the parking lot because she was reaching into her purse and he thought she was gonna like have a bomb or something. Yeah, no, I mean I'm serious, dude. This guy was fucking.
That was gonna happen.
This guy was insane, dude. He went and got his like concealed carry permit, dude, and I get
just because of Islamic
that scared
people.
me. That honestly scared me.
Right? Yeah, because if he's that paranoid,
someone that paranoid should not have a concealed carry permit.
Right?
Man. Like,
that's
not at all. Anyway, so he was very obnoxious. He would always be like microwaving hamburgers, like raw hamburgers, all the time. I don't know why he didn't just use the oven. And that's like what he always ate. He just had like a raw hamburger, put it in the microwave for like 20 minutes or something ridiculous. I don't think it was even
microwave the hamburger.
It was very weird. I don't know. And he used to the neighbors would like I'd be sitting in my room like watching like fucking Netflix or something, right?
Yeah.
And this guy, he would come up and start knocking on my door, and after a while I just started ignoring him, right? Like I'd like pretend to be listening to Netflix or something, even though I could hear it. I just like ignore it until it went away. You know, it's only natural, I think. But he used to come up and he'd bother me, and he'd be like, you know, he'd be like knocking on my door, and I'd just be like, "What, Dean?" And I'd like answer the door. I'd answer the door, and he would all he would say is, "Hey, do you hear that? Do you hear that?" I'm just like, "Hear what?" And we'd be really quiet, and there was just a slight like, boom, 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 boom.
Was it
barely
like cars outside?
No. It was music from our neighbors, but it was barely perceivable, right?
Right.
He called the cops on those poor fuckers at least 4 times within the few months I lived there.
Wow.
Yeah, no joke, man.
That's a little much.
Yeah, he was trying to... I don't know what he was trying to accomplish with that, but he...
Just...
I finally moved out, right? And I was so tired of him. And the weirdest part is this attractive foreign exchange student from like Colombia. She moved into the house.
Oh no! So he's goes on ape shit. Right?
Oh no! Up until the point where she moves in, I have to hear him bitch about how having this new roommate's gonna ruin everything, right? Ruin everything. And I'm just like, I'm sure it'll be fine, Dean. Like, get over it, man. And so he finally like accepts that she's gonna be living there, right?
Right.
And she's there for like a month. And then I walk through the garage, and he used to do this thing where he stayed in the garage with the garage door down with his like car on.
Ooh,
I don't know if he was trying to like commit suicide, what the hell was going on there, man. But like this guy was a fucking freak, man. And
what the fuck?
I absolutely hated this guy, man.
Yeah.
He had no redeemable qualities. And so this Colombian chick, he ends up like I walk out in the garage and they're making out in his car.
What?
Yeah, I shit you not.
What the fuck?
I shit you.
With the car on?
I don't know, probably.
Oh my god.
They just got back from the movies, apparently. And I was like, I always had to like open the garage door whenever I saw him like that, because I'm like, dude, I really don't want my fucking like shitty roommate just to die, you know, like it's just too much work, you know. Like,
right. You don't want to deal with that. Like,
it's not something I want to mess. You know what I mean? Like, you know, people are gonna question shit. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just like, you know what? I don't care what you do, dude. Just don't do it around me. Like,
don't die.
And don't die in my presence. Like, that's all I want in life, I guess. And so, yeah, I shit you not, dude. They were making out in his car. I couldn't believe it. He's like, I think we need to talk about what you saw out there. He's like,
what?
Yeah, he had
what
a
are you,
talk.
my dad?
He had a talk with me, okay? I was like, yeah, I know what I saw, Dean. Like, you guys were making out. Like,
big whoop.
I was kind of confused, but like, whatever. Especially where she was attractive and he wasn't. Like, it was very confusing. This guy had like no redeeming qualities. I don't know if she was like.
So you have no idea why the hell they're even.
Yeah, together. I have no idea, dude. Like, I have no fucking idea what she was thinking. Anyway, and then he's like, I just want you to know that we're in love, and I'm gonna be visiting her family in a month, and like all this shit, dude. All I know is that within a week I had moved out. Like, I was just done with this guy, and I got a text from him after I moved out, and it just said something like, "Hey, Mom," and I'm like, Dean, I'm not your mom. Like, he was texting his mom, but he was texting me instead. Like, he thought he was texting his mom.
Oh boy. And
he was texting me like shit that he texted to his mom. I'm just like, Dean, dude, it's Kyle. Like, I'm not your mom. Like, it was fucking weird. Anyway, guy's a freak. But yeah, that's one of mine. Do you have a bad roommate story?
Bad roommate. Well, I mean, not really. I mean, I've had bad roommates, but let's see. The one that I had that was bad, I mean, I didn't really see him a whole lot, but like he was just a bad friend in general, bad, so like I guess it counts. Let's see. So this guy I'd been friends with since freaking middle school. Started getting really weird later in high school. Pretty much like would not, like, puberty hit him like a shovel more than it hit me, and like would not shut up about sex. And I think it was insecurity, because like he, like, the biggest thing that he would never shut up about was like how big he thought his dick was. It was like, okay, dude, like, I don't care what your dick size is. I'm a dude and not gay, so anyways, like, yeah, he would just like try to make like this big deal out of it all the time, and I got pretty fucking sick of it. So, it pretty much came down to a last resort at this one point because my parents got divorced when I was 18, and I needed a place to live because we were all so poor that like there was no fucking way. Like all the places that my parents could find were all like 2-bedroom,
Yeah.
and so like there was no way that I wasn't gonna live with everybody. I would end up living in the living room basically. So I ended up sleeping at this guy's house for like 5 months in a row. In basically a hole in his basement. Like it was an unfinished basement, and this one room had drywall up that they had been working on.
Yeah.
And so like I put my bed in there, and it was barely able to fit my bed. It was basically like, it wasn't even an office. Like it wasn't an office size. It was like slightly bigger than a walk-in closet. And so I had my TV set up in there and my bed and like basically just like a dresser with some clothes in it, and all of my stuff was still in boxes. And I mean, I lived down there for 5 months, and then he would give me shit about how like I don't know, like he was entitled to my friendship because he was letting me live with him, even though he was being a complete asshole to me and would not shut up about his dick. So like when I didn't talk to him, he'd be all like freaked out about it and be like, "Dude, what's wrong? We need to talk about it and work it out." And I'd be like, "There's nothing to work out, dude. You just need to shut up about your dick." So I end up moving out, and like we're still kind of friends after that, but then he ends up, this actually goes back on that chick that I was in a band with. He ends up like trying to get with her, right? So like I'm living at my own house, my own apartment now, and I've got this band going on, and like we're all hanging out because it's normal. And he goes
Same
on,
band you're doing Mio shots with?
Yeah, this is the same girl. Same girl.
Same girl.
Okay, so let's see. He shows up and we're playing cards one night, and I invite her over because I'm like, yeah, maybe she wants to play cards with us. I don't know, she's cool. And she brings over like these tarot cards because she called herself a pagan, so I'm just gonna say pagan. She was pagan and basically just like did all the like the Wiccan shit, whatever. And I was like, whatever, if you're gonna like have tarot cards, that's fine. I don't really believe in it, but I'll let you do a reading, just like a little mock reading, see if there's anything to that. And so we're goofing around with it, and she's reading all like out of this book on what everything means. And
yeah, I had an uncle who did shit like that. He was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to get used to because I was the first person that I'd ever been around.
He's actually he's actually an awesome uncle, though. I actually really I love spending time with him. But anyway, keep going. Yeah.
So anyways, like we get done with that, and then it's getting kind of late, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go home. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Had fun, whatever. And then next thing I know, my friend, who I'm still in the middle of like card games with, and we were gonna go back to playing, like he kind of like gets this weird ass look on his face, like this like hungry look on his face, and he starts like getting up, and he's like asked her like, would you mind like, maybe we can go back to your house where you have like the rest of your cards, and we could do another reading, because she had like more stuff, like more in-depth stuff.
Was this the girl that you were going after?
No, this is the girl that was in my band. Like I was not available, technically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like she was just in my band, and she was just a friend. And like I don't know what his deal was, but he always had this thing. Like I had noticed this beforehand, but he always had this thing. Like if you were a girl and you were friends with me, he had to be more friends with you than I was, whether he got to go anywhere with that or not. So like it was really weird because like he always had this like I have to be dominant over you attitude. But anyway, so he gets up and he's like asking her to go do more tarot card readings, and it's like late at night, it's starting to get dark out, and she's like, sure, whatever, because she's a pretty loose person. Like she was from Colorado, from like a really bad part of Colorado. She wasn't really like, I mean, I wouldn't call her like very uptight or anything. She was pretty loose, and she was like, whatever, you know, we can just hang out. I don't really have a problem with that. And they get back over there, and he pretty much like they get like halfway through whatever they're doing, and then he pretty much just like turns it into this sex thing. Like that's all he would talk about with her, and then he would try to talk about like relationship problems, and then like somehow convinces her to give him a blowjob, which is how I found out that his whole like dick thing was an insecurity, because I got firsthand knowledge from her. Yeah, so like I told her the next day, like he texts me at 10 a.m. in the morning, right? And I'm at work, like first thing he wakes up, because I know he didn't go to work till later, and texts me, hey, guess what I did last night? Her. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're gonna go around bragging about that to someone who's to me, when she's my fucking friend, like, you're gonna be that kind of an asshole. Like, you keep that between you guys. Like, I really don't care, because you're adults and you can do whatever the fuck you want, but at the same time, like, come on, you know, like, don't be that kind of asshole. Because, like, apparently he had told her all this shit about how he respects women and how he's, like, you know, like, never gonna do her wrong. And, like, first thing in the morning, oh, guess what I did last night? And I'm like, you're like a fucking 14-year-old, dude. Like, you just hit puberty, and you're 22 now, and you just hit puberty. Like, come on. So, I text her immediately, and I'm just like, hey, what did he tell you about how he treats women? Like, first thing, like, guess what he's telling me right now. So, I was like, you really don't want to get involved with this. Like, he had literally spent the last year and a half, talking to this girl he met on Facebook who didn't even live in town. Like, he was driving an hour and a half out of his way to go and, like, meet this chick. And he spent a year and a half, like, talking to her and trying to get her to finally, like, do it with him.
Yeah.
Well, this whole time he's, like, cheating on her with, like, random bimbos from work that are, like, gross, like, heroin addicts and shit. Like, the only people that...
Where the hell does he work? The clinic?
Dylan's. So, like, and this is, like, in a really, like, ghetto-ass town where pretty much everybody's gross, right? So, he, like, I knew all this shit. I just dropped all that dirt to her about him because I was like, I really don't want you getting involved with him. This is not cool. And, yeah, like, and that was the day that I pretty much told him, too. I was like, dude, I'm so sick of hearing about sex from you. Like, you have nothing to talk about but your dick. Like, I don't care. And, next thing I know, like, I'm getting, like, 0 texts from him, and when I do, they're like, so what are you doing? Or, like, I'd be, like, telling him, like, yeah, I'm at work, I'm scanning things, I'm doing shit that I have to do for money, and he'd be like, are you winning? Like, just to try to, like, be goofy, I guess, but, like, it wasn't working because it just came off really stupid. And, yeah, I would just kind of was, like, smirking to myself about it the rest of the day because I was like, wow, like, you have nothing to talk about if you're not just talking about, like, oh, you know, some shit you did with that girl that lives an hour and a half away who you don't even really care that much about, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I pretty much just quit texting him back because I was like, you're just texting me, like, one-word texts and not having anything to say. And then he, like, the next day, he just, like, threw a bitch fit and was like, if you have a problem with me, we need to work it out. You need to talk to me so we can work it out. And I was like, not texting you back, dude. Like, obviously, if you know, like, it's not I'm not in a relationship with you, and I can't change you. I've tried. So I just quit talking to him, and that was about it with that. But
that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have one more roommate story actually. Just my last one here. So after I moved out of the place with Dean, I had
Dean Winchester.
Yeah, I moved into kind of like this shoddy apartment complex.
Gotcha.
I mean, it wasn't horrible. I mean, it was a little bit horrible. And I got paired up with this dude who was like an ex-con or something.
What?
Yeah, it didn't really bother me as bad as it probably should have. But
like, what did he do?
He was better than Dean, dude. I don't know. He's some like fucking drug trafficker bullshit. I don't know.
Shit. Okay,
I mean,
so he's just basically a college kid trying to get money.
Yeah, and like his kid's being raised by like his like mother or something, and I don't fucking know. Anyway, the point is that he had this like girlfriend sort of. And dude, she looked like the biggest like meth addict I've ever seen.
Oh, nasty.
And she would always like be over, and I mean this guy would always like ask to use my phone. He'd be like too tired in the morning to get out of bed, so he'd just like smoke in his bed. And like,
that's great.
Ironically, this is still better than Dean. Like, he's less annoying. He left me alone more. But he fucking okay. So he ended up like getting into like fights with his girlfriend and shit. You ever see like that like joke thing where it's like I think it's in like Family Guy where it's like Horton hears domestic violence and doesn't report it or something.
Oh my god, that's fucked up.
That was like me. Okay?
I know what you're talking about.
That was like me. I didn't like say anything, but like they were over there like yelling so loud at each other. Like I'm pretty sure they were like fist fighting in the next room, and I was like I didn't want no part of this. Right. So I just kind of like turn up my volume and just like stick to my own.
That sounds like me for 18 years of my life.
So I just like put on headphones and just like ignored it. But man, that shit was sketchy. And then when I finally moved out of that place, you know, I get a call from him, and the poor bastard used his like one fucking call from jail on me, I think, and like,
oh my god, what?
And he asked me for a ride or so. I don't know what the fuck he asked. He asked me for something. I just apologized and said I didn't live there anymore because I didn't. He didn't even know I moved out. But he called me from jail, dude, asking for shit. And like yes, I think he asked me if I could bail him out or something, man. I was like, yeah, sorry, dude, like I don't live there anymore. And he seemed like a little upset, but I just kind of hung up and apologized. But
holy crap,
it was fucking weird, man. Like that was the last time I heard from him, was just that phone call from jail. So I don't know what he's up to now, but I really don't care. And that's pretty much my last roommate story. So that pretty much wraps up the whole thing.
Yeah.
Our last segment. So yeah.
All right. Well, there's an hour of
looks like an hour
random
17.
Topics.
Hour 17
from Chronic and Kydo. And take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
Take it or leave it.